Hello, everybody. I'm Quantum Insanity, and I'm here with a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Keith, also known as Elder Cleric to most of my friends online. Um, yeah, that's a long old name. But I'm a CF patient, and I just got an email that you were starting a thing. So I just asked what you were doing, if you could help, and we got here. So,
Um, so I know that you work through Streamlabs to fundraise for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, or CFF. How'd you get involved with that?
it was more of an extension because we already did other fundraisers, and I just figured I always want to do a fundraising stream. Let's do it. The year before, I didn't think to do it, and I honestly, I just had mods checking the CFF over and over again, and that was not very fun to do. So this time, I decided to make this with their permission, so that it could tell me when it happens, and it's been really good. I mean, other than the fact that I have to pay a percentage every time, but that's not a big deal.
Mhm.
It's like 1% or 2%.
So tell me a little bit about it yourself, actually.
So I'm a gamer, streamer. It's not. I'm a college graduate as well, so that's a thing. But actually, that's probably my worst question ever. But
You just want to cut that question out? We can if you want.
no, I'm just bad at the question.
Okay. Do you want to restart that question? I can just
Yeah.
cut right here. Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself, Keith?
Yeah, I'm 31. I'm living at home at the moment just due to sickness, and it's COVID right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my main job. I'm an accountant, but otherwise, you might know me as Elder Cleric, the Rat Master on Twitch, and just Elder Cleric pretty much everywhere else because someone stole my name on Twitch.
Oh.
Sorry, not salty. And just
nope.
generally a helpful person. And I just figured I'd do this. So,
how long have you actually fundraised for CFF?
Online or
just in general?
Just in general. Family started it at 12. I'm 31. I took over around 19. I don't know the exact year. I apologize. I don't keep track of that, but. And started both on like 4 years ago. This would have been 4th annual, but COVID. And then this is 2nd annual for streaming.
So what is CF? We've been talking about it this whole time, and we never actually said what it is.
True. So it's a genetic lung disease. It affects a lot more than the lungs, but our lungs are full of a lot more mucus than it should, mm-hmm. due to a missing protein in our genetics. This is genetic. You're not catching this from anyone, which a little hard to explain to people sometimes because they're like, "Oh my God, you're sick." It's like, no, you can't catch this. But anyway, so like I have pneumonia. Technically, most patients have pneumonia, so we're on antibiotics all the time. A lot of them don't have pancreases. I'm one of the lucky few who do. Of course, it still doesn't work properly, but it works. It might go away by the time I'm 50, but we'll see. But other than that, so there's basically breathing issues. Like my lung capacity was about 50%, 55% of what a normal person's is. And that's probably mid-low. Some people are higher, some people are lower. And like also a lot of digestive issues. Thankfully, not a lot of pain outside of the digestion. Outside of phleretic pains, which is pretty much, I think just suggest you look that one up. That one's hard to explain in like a sentence.
Mm-hmm. So how do those symptoms affect your everyday life?
I mean, for one, I've been like I cannot like especially now with COVID, I cannot work.
Mm.
Because I'm really high risk. But otherwise, like I get stuck in the hospital. Like the longest has been 2 weeks for IV medication, which range stuff like that. And one of them, I had to every 6 hours had to do a 2 hour IV drip. So I had like it was a 4 hour IV drip every 6 hours. So I only got like 2 hours of sleep. It was just bad, and yeah, my mom helped, but it doesn't help because you're still like getting woken up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not always that bad, but and then of course I have antibiotics, pills. I have a nebulizer literally right to my left here. You can't see it, but it's there.
What age does cystic fibrosis usually develop in children?
Immediately you're born with it.
Mm. I mean, before like it's shown, like it's usually diagnosed.
Nowadays it's in your normal genetic testing.
Mm.
Thanks to research, it's been normalized to be just tested. But if you're not, they'll notice that your baby will not be gaining weight like it should be because you don't digest things properly. Obviously, you'll be coughing and a TMI stuff I don't think you want to hear. And so that's usually the symptoms that trigger them to check it. And there's some tests they can figure it out, but those are the main ways. And usually they're caught immediately nowadays.
So, what does Cystic Fibrosis Foundation actually do?
I mean, they do many things. They're raising money for the cure. That's probably the biggest one. The next biggest one I can think of is Compass, which is all around. It's to help patients and families with cystic fibrosis. Whether it being, I don't think they do money, but they helped me with insurance when COVID hit because I had to switch my insurance like really fast because I lost my job, lost that insurance, so I had to change really fast. That was a mess. They sometimes they help with a lot of things. I've underused it, so I'm not the best one to ask on that. But if you could check their website, cff.org, Compass has its own page if you want to check it.
Okay. I'll definitely be putting that down in the description as well as the about page for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So if anyone wants to check that out, you can check that out down below. Thank you so much for joining me, Keith.
No
really
problem.
Appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the stream on Monday.
And I will be there for sure,
Awesome.
At least in there, and I'll probably join your stream somehow.
Great. Do you have anything to plug before we head out?
I mean, I actually streamed right before this interview. I try to stream 3 or 4 times a week on Elder Cleric, the Rat Master, on Twitch.tv. I do Pokemon. I'm doing Fantasy 7 right now, and I do a variety of stuff. I'm looking for a Jackbox Day, maybe if I can get them off. Pretty much a audience day, but haven't gotten them off perfectly.
Awesome. Well, that will also be down in the description. Thank you again for joining, and I hope to see everybody there. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.